And it really actually, believe it or not, that actually, that scenario I just described to you is an example of when I became what you might call a financial crackhead. Why do I call it a financial crackhead? Well, because if you don't want to know why people love crack, crack gets wonderful reviews from people that use it. I hear it's amazing, but very dangerous, of course. But I hear it's a great, it's like the best feeling ever, which is why I would never touch it. But still, though, what does it do? Why does that happen? Well, it triggers something in your brain called dopamine. The dopamine feels good. Same thing that happens when you eat ice cream or when you have sex or whatever, right? So money does the same thing. When you get money, you feel really good. And one thing that I know about dopamine sort of being heightened in your brain is it can cause you to lose consciousness and awareness. You time will pass and you just forget. Like you think about it, you ever like, it's after midnight, so I can say, you ever like don't I'm not gonna be dirty, so don't worry if your kids are here. But you know when you like you with your special someone and you're like doing what lovers do and the time just goes by and you're like that song Secret Lovers, like so they woke up and they forgot the time because it was way past 9 and remember that, right? So that I think when I hear a song like that I think about dopamine. Oh, the dopamine made them high, it made them forget. Well, and another time I remember hearing about a guy who actually smoked crack and he said he was driving home from work. He said, I'm gonna stop by the crack house real quick. And he said, I didn't realize I was there for 3 days. So when he came home, his wife was gone. He didn't have a house anymore. He didn't have a family, nothing. I was like, how do you just like zone out for 3 days? So dopamine does that. It reduces your consciousness. That's my point. So so my theory is that the reason I would get this money and go broke every time, even though I swore I wasn't, is because my consciousness went down. Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying? Right? So basically, when you get money, it's easy to feel just so exuberant that you're just not really keeping up with things. And when you have that low consciousness, that's when you lose what you have, right? That's why alcohol and drugs and things like that are so bad. It's because they take away your consciousness and your ability to think through decisions that you make, right? That's why you shouldn't make major decisions while you're under the influence. And so here, creating a budget, what that does is that heightens your consciousness. You're looking at every penny going out the door. Bill Cosby and Oprah Winfrey, I think Bill obviously had other things he needed to be worried about too. But one thing they used to do is they had a rule in their organization. Nobody writes any checks on my behalf except for me. I have to see every penny that goes out the door of my business. You're not just going to sneak and grab a whole bunch of money when I'm not looking. And I have that same rule. I have my accountant. I tell her I need to approve every line item of every penny that goes out this door so I can consciously think about it and decide what to do with that money. That's a financial consciousness exercise. Okay. So part of being B1, black first, in my view, should mean consciousness on all levels. All right, so what else? Eliminating high interest debt. A lot of folks that are in that poverty category, they get hit the hardest with payday loans and banks. I mean, banks just waiting for you to get caught slipping.